I'm a transsexual. Do you know what that means?
Oh, yes. I was at the US Open in '77 when Renee Richards made her debut, but I would never have guessed that of you.
Where did you find this character for yourself as an actor?
With a lot of assistance from this gentleman on my left.
If I could jump in and just tell the story of how we came up with the name Walter Blunt.
Please.
I emailed Patrick. I said, what should we call this man? I want a name that seems to have dignity and substance and is interesting. And he said, how about Walter Blunt? This was a character, it was my first role in the Royal Shakespeare Company, a minor character, and I sometimes have used it as an alias. So he wrote Walter Blunt. I was like, I love the sound of that, and I immediately thought, okay, it's like a Bill O'Reilly or an Anderson Cooper. His show has to have a name, you know, his news show. And I thought, Blunt Talk. And I emailed Patrick probably 15 seconds later, what do you think of calling the show Blunt Talk? That'll be the show within the show, our show title. He wrote back, I love it.
I am trying to turn everything around. My life, my show, a mere detail, but I'd like to help save the planet.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the cast and about the way you write for them as well, Jonathan, because they have developed as individual characters. They are not sidekicks.
As for the ensemble, it's kind of like a family, with Walter as the father, Jackie as the mother, Tim Sharp plays one of the writers, Dolly Wells, she plays one of the writers on the show.
Interesting. Is there going to be a cameo by Piers Morgan?
We've talked about it, but
he has offered.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
One morning in breakfast in a Beverly Hills hotel, I suddenly had this voice say, "What the hell is going on? You're playing me." I had this voice, a raised tone, you know, across this really rather conservative breakfast room. It was Piers, so I went over. I'd never met him and said hello, and he wanted to know what the hell was going on because somebody had told him they're playing you, they're mocking you in this show. So I reassured him. I began life as a journalist, so I know the talk, you know. The next morning, we met for breakfast. I said, tell me what it was like being an Englishman, an English journalist, taking over, having your own American TV show. And he talked at length about this, which was invaluable to me in the sense of where were the tensions, where were the difficulties, where were the contrasts, where was the humor and the fun and so forth. And he did actually offer to play a role in the show, should the opportunity arise.